Dishonored is getting a sequel this spring, so I thought it would be a perfect time to review the game. If you don't know, Dishonored is a first-person stealth action-adventure game developed by Arcane Studios, and it was released in 2012 to unanimous positivity. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and now I'm going to show you why. This is my review of Dishonored. The story of this game is alright. You play as Corvo Attano, the royal guard to the Empress, and the Empress's daughter, Emily. Almost immediately, however, the Empress is killed and Emily is captured, with Corvo taking the blame. 6 months later, and Corvo is in prison awaiting execution, when the Lord Regent tells Corvo that he orchestrated the whole plan so he could take power. Luckily, when Corvo returns to his cell, he is gifted with a key and a note from a friend. Corvo escapes the prison and gets through the sewers to meet Samuel the Boatman, who is part of a resistance group called the Loyalists. Corvo greets the Loyalists and goes to bed, but when he wakes up, he's tripping. There's floating shit everywhere, and no one knows why. Corvo is then met by a mysterious figure known as the Outsider, who grants him the Mark of the Outsider, which allows him to use supernatural powers. Corvo gets sent back to the real world, and he is told by the Loyalists that he must assassinate High Overseer Campbell. This is where the story becomes formulaic. For the majority of the game, this is how the plot progresses. Assassinate or capture a target, be congratulated, and then get sent to do the same thing. It's similar to Ocarina of Time, where the only story progression happens through the objectives you must complete. Your objectives move the story along until the Lord Regent is killed or neutralized by Corvo, and then the Loyalists have won and Emily will soon take the throne. But hold on, there's more. After taking a drink with the rest of the Loyalists, Corvo collapses. The drink was poisoned. Luckily, Samuel saves Corvo by not giving him a lethal dose of poison. Corvo is sent to the custody of an assassin named Dowd, who was leading the mission when the Empress was killed. He also has the Outsider's gift. Corvo gets his stuff back, defeats Dowd, and meets back with Samuel so he can go and save Emily. Now for the endings. There are 3 of them, and they are based on your morality. The ideal ending is the low chaos ending, which has Corvo save Emily and Emily taking the throne and stopping the plague. There are 2 high chaos endings. One has Corvo save Emily and Emily rule with an iron fist, forcefully taking over the throne, and the other has Emily die and Corvo fleeing Dunwall with the plague as bad as ever. So this story is pretty sound, but why is it just okay? Well, once again, this is a game where the story basically stops in the middle of it. For half of the game, there really isn't much advancement in the plot. The other reason is the plot twist. I saw it coming from miles away. The first time you meet Trevor Pendleton, you can already tell he's a scumbag. He claims to care about the people, but he only wants the power his brothers had. Havelock was different. He actually convinced me he was a good guy, but he was the worst of them all. However, I will say, in this game there is good character development. After saving Emily, she becomes an important character because she is next in line for the throne after her mother. In the Low Chaos storyline, she draws a picture of Corvo with the title Daddy. It has been confirmed that Corvo is Emily's father, but it is never directly stated in the game, just hinted at. Another good example is Samuel the Boatman. He is a quiet guy who just goes along with the Loyalists, but when Corvo is betrayed, Samuel was able to save him. Also, depending on what chaos level you're playing at, he can be a nice guy after the betrayal, or he can absolutely hate you for being so brutal in the high chaos story. That's enough for the story, let's get to the gameplay. Dishonored is a first-person stealth action game. It uses a two-handed combat system that is similar to Bioshock. Unlike Bioshock, though, is what goes in those hands. Corvo always carries his sword in his right hand because it is the best weapon, and other weapons or powers are used in his other hand. The actual best weapon is none of them, though. You would rather not use any of them because stealth is the main focus, and it's the best aspect of the game. Finding different ways around an area, avoiding enemies rather than killing them, using a non-lethal takedown to keep your chaos levels low, these are all reasons why Dishonored is a great time. Now I'm going to go into detail about the best parts of the game. First, supernatural abilities. Like I mentioned in my story synopsis, the Outsider gives Corvo access to supernatural powers. These powers are used in a similar way to Bioshock. You select an ability, and then when you use it, you use mana. To gain these abilities, you must have runes and bone charms. Runes give you access to more powerful abilities like Blink, which allows you to teleport short distances. Bone charms have random attributes that are not as powerful, but still helpful. Blink is the first and best ability as it allows for plenty of multiple pathways, because you can blink onto any platform in the game. Dark Vision and Bend Time are other really useful abilities. Dark Vision allows you to see through walls and see where enemies are looking. Bend Time slows down time, or if you upgrade it, it allows you to completely stop time. Upgrading abilities can be done using runes, and each ability has 2 stages. Upgrading Blink will extend its horizontal length, but vertically, Blink's range never changes. Dark Vision doesn't really need an upgrade because it just allows you to see resources and machinery, which the most important resources, runes and bone charms, can be located using the heart. You can also get abilities that don't use mana, such as Vitality and Agility, both of which are awesome. You may have noticed that I didn't mention Wind Blast, Possession, Devouring Swarm, Shadow Kill, or Bloodthirsty. Wind Blast just blasts enemies with wind. Okay. Possession can help you control animals. Okay. Devouring Swarm summons rats to kill enemies. Okay. All of these are unnecessary. If I'm playing this game stealthily, which is how it's supposed to be played, then I don't want Wind Blast because it will alert enemies. Possession is only useful in one spot I found, which is right after Corvo is captured by Dowd, and Devouring Swarm is dumb because I can just kill people myself. As for Shadow Kill and Bloodthirsty, I just don't use them. The second great part of the gameplay is the level design. Every level in Dishonored has multiple pathways, which makes each playthrough different from the last. For example, the first real assassination mission takes place in the Distillery District, and the game literally tells you that there are multiple pathways to use. To get through the first wall of light, you can take out the whale oil that keeps the wall running, or you can go over the wall from the left side, or you can go through the back alleys and climb over the roofs to get past the guards. And the game is like this in every step of the way. It's extremely non-linear, and it's not just the level design either. With each level there comes different ways to complete it. In the Boyle's party mission, you can go and assassinate Lady Boyle, or you can meet with Lord Brisby and deliver Lady Boyle to him unharmed so he can protect her because he loves her. I don't think his definition of protect is the same as mine, because I have a feeling he's going to do a little bit more than just protect her. Creepy. This is the non-lethal version of the mission. Another one like this is with Slackjaw, the gang leader. Slackjaw says he will kill the Pendleton brothers if you get him the combination to the art dealer's safe. You go to the Golden Cat and exploit the art dealer's rather odd fetish. Like, seriously, why would he go to the whorehouse to get electrocuted? Like, I think he could have gotten someone else to do that for him. You get the combination from him and give it to Slackjaw. My favorite part of this mission, though, is being an asshole. Nothing stops you from going to the safe and stealing everything in it. So you go and get everything from the safe, and then you give the combination to Slackjaw, and he still kills the Pendletons for you. The true definition of heroic. So why might you want to complete a mission non-lethally? Well, at the end of every story, you get this screen here, showing you what you accomplished. It shows you your chaos rating, and then there are these two categories, ghost and non-lethal. These are the most difficult categories to fill. To fill the ghost category, you must play a level without being detected. Enemies have 3 levels of detection that are symbolized by these lightning bolt looking things. If an enemy is alerted on level 1 or 2, then you haven't been detected, so you can still get ghost. But if an enemy gets the 3rd level alarm, then you must start over from your last save point. Luckily, you can save whenever you want, so if you keep getting caught on a certain section, then you can just restart and try again. Non-lethal isn't as hard, but it does take some more exploration. Each level has a non-lethal version that can be accomplished in different ways. You must explore to figure out how, and you can learn of the different ways either by hearing guards talk, doing a side mission, or talking to other NPCs. The non-lethal missions are a good way to keep low chaos levels. Side missions are another gameplay element, and they are plentiful. Doing side missions normally results in getting runes or money, but they are still fun. Exploring Dr. Galvani's offices, dueling Lord Shaw, and contaminating Slackjaw's plague remedies are all fun and interesting side quests. Okay, so this game seems good so far, but what makes this game stand out? It's rather short, so what is the thing that puts it over the edge? Well, it's simple. Replay value. In video games, one of the things that makes me like a game is replay value. I enjoy a game that makes me want to play it again, and Dishonored is the best example of good replay value. Most games' replay value might include harder difficulty settings, or time trials, or mirror mode. Well, all these things have to do with Mario Kart for some reason, but you get the point. Dishonored has many positives of replaying the game. The chaos system has a lot to do with this. This game has 3 endings, and you'll at least have to play the game twice to get them all. That's one replay. Non-lethal and Ghost. That's at least one more. Playing the game with just Blink. That's another. And that's just full playthroughs. Each stage is completely non-linear as well, so no 2 playthroughs will be exactly the same. I'm still finding new routes through the stages to this day. Dishonored is the only game I can remember that I played again immediately after finishing my first playthrough, and that says a lot. Now let's go to the presentation. The presentation is this game's weakest link. The city of Dunwall has a cool and unique art style, but the graphics do not back it up at all. The game came out in 2012, and it just couldn't have high enough quality graphics to accentuate the art style. Another issue graphically is loading other areas can cause graphical glitches and lag, and pixelated backgrounds. While I was talking to the outsider here, you can see almost every single pixel in the background. However, I will mention that the PC version looks great. Load times are quick, there is not lag or frame rate issues, and if you stand on Caldwell's Bridge, be ready for an amazing sight. In terms of sound design, it's passable. There isn't much music to speak of because of the fact that this is a stealth game, and hearing is a big asset to the player. The only music I remember is the theme that plays when the guards chase you, and the credits theme, which is actually an interesting song. The voice acting is all over the place. Some is good, like Emily, Havelock, and Campbell. But oh my god, Piero, what's up, man? His voice acting throughout is pretty forgettable, until you find him peeking in at Callista in the bath. His lines are extremely forced, and it is awful. Piero, get out of here. Your voice actor sucks, and you're a creeper. You should be ashamed. Sorry. Overall, Dishonored is a game I would recommend to stealth game fans, or anyone in general. I don't play many stealth games, but this is the best I have played. It nails the mechanics of a great stealth action-adventure game. I give Dishonored a 9.5 out of 10. Go play it if you haven't already. This has been Trey from TCS Gaming, and I will see you guys next time. Peace!
Step into war with our hearts on the line. The dirt on our boots is free over time.